All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Allison, and welcome to my weekly Meltdowns coverage of Sequester Season 3. Tonight, we have with us eliminated house guest J.West. Unfortunately, with a heavy heart, I say that. I said it last week. I hope I'm not interviewing the guy. And here we are interviewing the guy.
Damn it.
Damn it.
So I have to ask you the question. Here's my question for you.
She puts on her glasses for
As
that.
I put on my glasses because I wrote it down. Why did you go all Katniss Everdeen and volunteer yourself as tribute when you could have just put a target on Kevin? Just
y'all already, because I know
Why?
that's probably one of his questions. All right, so Sequester is 5 days, and coming into this game, I really wanted to make a big move early. Like I was saying that to y'all in the beginning when I was talking to y'all. I was trying to get things going, but volunteering myself was obviously dumb. But I wanted to make a bold move too. You know what I mean? Like I knew I was in a good position if I would have came back. I had people that actually trust me. But when that red and green challenge happened, I didn't know who to trust after that. Like Greens wasn't really talking to me. They were talking to me in a little bit, but when Kevin cut up the house and said all greens upstairs, it kind of got me even more heated. So I'm like, you know what, man, I'm tired of this kid. We came in the house together as a 5, like we didn't talk, but like we kind of did. But I don't know, man. I volunteered myself for a resume. I honestly was thinking about the Final Four. Coming into this game, you got to know what the scariest part is in the game. And mine's watching season 2 was Final Four, how CJ took the game away from Jake. I mean, he probably wouldn't have won, but he had a better chance of winning if he would have went with CJ because they both, were physical players. But being that someone doesn't have a say, you gotta, I don't know, you gotta make a big move and have a people that you want to play with. And I did have people I wanted to play with.
So I have a follow-up question to that. Do you think that it was a little too early to make a big move? Because I know, like, for a lot of these shows, like a lot of people say, pre-jury, like it's really just time to build alliances, build bonds with people, and not come off as a threat. So how do you make a big move pre-jury and then not get this target on yourself like you did? Like what happened?
Because we're playing Sequester. Like it's something different happens every challenge. Like day one, I'm a fan of y'all. I've been watching y'all. Day one, y'all been saying how much of messy game me and Kevin been playing. No one's been, really been after us. I've been blaming Matt, and he hasn't even been saying shit to me.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, like I said, it's 5 days. I don't know how many challenges that go on. Like so my mind is going. I'm like, I gotta do something big. I got this LOS. I'm gonna blame somebody. Boom. That kind of worked. It was up in the air, and I thought they were going to split votes. And
do you think other people are kind of in that same mindset as you, J.West, as like, I need to start building my resume now. I need to start making big moves so people know that I'm a big presence in this game? Or did you feel that people were more so just like sitting back and just kind of going with the flow and voting with the house?
Honestly, I want to say no, but then again, you don't know. Like everyone plays their type of game, you know what I mean? Like we're all friends, like in the house now, so we all talked about a floater and this, that, and the third. But me, I feel like if you are a fan of someone, you're gonna, try to, like, I was a fan of Judd. I didn't try to play like Judd. I knew I was gonna be myself, but I'm a go-getter. I'm a put a target on my back, so I wanted to play with people. But I respect people who are floaters too, you know what I mean? If you got that type of style, like, to play under the radar, kudos to you. But that's not me. Like, I don't know. So
yeah.
Well, you kind of did play a little bit like Judge. You threw a little chaos out there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too.
You made a big move. You nailed Dimples right in the nuts with that ball, man. I couldn't believe it. That first ball went right in his crotch.
Honestly, when she said the challenge was ball busters, I thought that's what we had to aim for in the beginning. This is too hard, but all right.
Oh, this is good.
That's funny.
Did they tell you not to aim for the balls after that?
Nah, they laughed at it.
So J.West, watching back the show, was there anything that surprised you? Any people forming alliances that kind of caught you off guard, or any confessionals that was like, wow, I didn't know this person was making this move?
Honestly, watching episode 3 yesterday, Thomas confused the hell out of me. I already knew he was a scared kid, but when he went into that fucking room, honestly, I'm just cursing too much, but look.
Oh, you're fine.
No, it's okay.
When he went into that room and was telling Kevin pretty much what we were telling him downstairs, I'm thinking in my head, bro, why are you even doing this? Why did you even go upstairs? For one, they didn't even let me in the room. It was a big no greens. And I'm like, it's really Kevin that's doing it. Y'all allowing this? And it was getting under my skin. So that was the thing that surprised me the most. Thomas going upstairs. I'm like, I didn't know he ever did that.
Yeah.
I have a really important question.
Go ahead.
Why did you pin the LOS on Matt? Why were you telling people that Matt had it?
Yeah, that is a good question. I want to know
because you were aligned with Matt.
No, I wasn't never aligned with Matt. I never was aligned with Matt. And I felt bad actually, spending time with him in pre-jury because he got voted out by my LOS play. But I mean, I played it wrong. But anyway, he a nice guy. And at the end of the day, I blamed whoever. You see him knocked on the window. After that, he just laughed. That's the type of guy he is. I'm like, but before that, I'm just thinking everyone talked about him day one in a hot tub. So I'm like, people surrounded him. He got numbers. They're gonna always believe him. Fuck it. Matt got an LOS. And he knocked right on the window. I'm looking at him like, now what? So you don't want to play with me? You didn't even really talk to me saying, J.West, you wanna. So I just did what I had to do.
Do you think a better move would have been, instead of pinning the LOS on him, to maybe say this LOS isn't for me, it's for us. let's work together. Use that as a bargaining chip to create trust with somebody.
Honestly, I feel like that would have been good, but you see, episode 2, he still didn't even vote for me in red. He voted for Thomas. You know what I mean? Matt is really a nice guy. God, honestly.
But you had the opportunity when he saw you find it to kind of build a relationship with him and say that you're willing to use it for him in the event that he gets voted out or whatever, or he's going to get voted out.
I agree.
Not that you have to do that.
No, but I looked at it like, now that's something I can bring up to the jury. I got Matt out. Nobody else did. I did. Y'all can say y'all split the votes, but I knew he never had it. I'm the only person I honestly knew. And Jess, she knew too, but she's small. She's tiny.
Well, before we go, what was it like in the pre-jury house at first? Because they just jumped right in with you and Kim going at what was
Mary
that?
Yeah, honestly, like I said, I don't want Kim to see this and be mad, but yo, I don't look. Being in pre-jury the next day, it's so rejuvenating because we can talk. We can finally wake up and talk. And she was shushing me. She was telling me to be quiet. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? You be quiet. You're not even touching. You be quiet. And she kept trying to start conversations with MP, but at the end of the day, she don't want to talk. You got to understand. Let her be mad. Let her be mad for however long. And let us all talk. We got some days to be in here. You know what I mean? But she's trying to force herself on her. And, she got every right. And I'm already mad. I'm already talking game. She like, be quiet. I'm allowed to talk. I'm allowed to talk now. I'm finally allowed to talk. I'm talking about the moves I would have made. Let's all talk. I'm exploding my whole game. You know what I mean? So only one person get in here. Let's all play together. That's all I was talking to.
Yeah, absolutely.
She was shutting it down. She didn't want to, it was sleepy time. You're always sleeping in here, so I don't want to hear it. You be quiet. You go downstairs. But
well, because when you come back from the battle match and you lose, you come in that house and you're wound up. You're like, we got to have a therapy session. We need to sit down. We got to talk about this. I mean, that's how I would feel. And it's just like, maybe she had been in there for so long. I mean, because when Kim went in the house, she didn't have anybody. It was just her, and then she had Mary Pate.
And that's the thing. I try to look at both sides. When she went in there, She was by herself, and then she came there with MP, and they never talked. You know what I mean? But now,
Okay.
you know, so now that I'm in there, why shut me up? You know what I mean? I honestly want to hear what you're talking about. Who you played with? You know what I mean?
Right.
She was just stuck in her ways. Like she act like, you know.
How are you feeling about the next episode without giving anything away? How are you feeling about the team twist?
Well, based off of episode 3, I love Braden on what he did. Like I felt like that was a mastermind play. He's really smart. Like he's really smart. But I'm really surprised that he even picked Ty. Like I was surprised because like I'm a fan. Like I love reality TV shows and I love them. So I'm a different person. But watching him pick Ty, I'm like, come on now, Braden, that's fucked up. Like, come on, why would you even do that? Because Ty was actually voting with him. They're voting together. And that round, Ty was kind of fishy with Christina because was saying, we're gonna keep our votes a surprise to everyone. I would pick you, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Braden, he's just trying to play to be safe, and I feel like that was an even pick because Dina.
Yeah, I think he's trying to be even about it.
He's a smart guy, and having a house. Everyone come talk to me. And his real agenda wasn't to get Hunter out, but it was to have Hunter come talk. So you know what I mean. It was Braden smart. So.
Did anybody hear Dina say she's willing to pop a tit to win this?
I totally forgot about that last night. She's gonna pop a tit.
Girl's gonna pop a tit to win this battle back.
Group 3 was the best group to come in the house. I don't care. Kevin, me, Dina, Mary, Peyton, like Cam, all 5 of us. We're all making noise. That's why I was telling Kevin to all we got to do is talk to each other, be on the same page. No.
It just didn't end up that way. And listen, I would have liked to have seen you come back. But that's not where we are. But it's not over. We don't know what's going to happen. It's not over yet. Who knows? You could be the winner. We don't know. We have no idea. So, but we really, really appreciate you taking the time out today to talk to us. And you and I had spoken earlier today about Survivor and stuff. And I said, you've got to come on a future episode with us after Sequester is over and cover an episode because I personally want you on Survivor.
I would love to play.
That would be amazing.
That's honestly a dream to play. Sequester is a game of fun. Nothing against Sequester. I love Sequester. It's put me on a map. But Survivor is life-changing, and you got to be really strategic. And, Audrey, she is like mom to this. She does it all. Y'all know her. She's literally looking doing the editing. She's doing it all by herself. Survivor is 39 days and with all help. You know what I mean? And that's my wheelhouse. I survive on a daily basis.
Are you applying?
I always apply. That's how she found me.
Okay.
That's how she
keep on applying.
Yeah.
Keep on applying. Don't stop.
Just keep on believing, as Journey would say. Don't stop believing. All right. Well, Jordan, we're going to have to cut you loose. We've run out of time with you, but definitely keep in touch with us. Maybe we'll be talking to you again. Who knows? You never know in the game of Sequester.
Really?
All will be revealed later. So, well, we're going to let you go. Just click out, X out, and we'll be talking to you sometime soon.
See y'all.
Thanks,
all right, bye, J.West.
Bye.
Guys, can I share something with you?
I adore the hell out of him.
Yeah, he's adorable. All right, I have to share my screen. I have to share this with you.
Is this the
We're still live.
Of course.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure you know.
Yeah. Just so you know.
Listen, I know what you're into. I don't know what's about to come up on my screen.
Wait, what are you trying to say?
My ass cheeks are a little clenched right now.
Show us.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's the Drew is mini me with Dr.
Yeah, that bandana was quite a look from Drew in this episode. I actually just finished watching the episode right before going live here, and I have some notes about, like J.West said that Braden played a really great round this game, but I totally disagree. Thank you for that. I thought that he was playing too flashy, too chaotic, and it caught up with him. I thought that like once he heard the girls like talking in that room and saying, we should target Braden. Use that information privately to kind of that's a little bit of intel that you have to kind of tell you like where these people are thinking. It gives you kind of a benefit to keep that to yourself and to try to use that to your advantage. But instead, you're going to create more attention, more chaos, more of a target on yourself by making a house meeting and calling out like 2 random people. I just thought it was a little too cute. And I feel like this is just a classic example of like the strategist, like the nerdy super fan, just kind of overthinking too much.
Overplaying.
Yeah. Overplaying, exactly, Deb. So I wasn't surprised to see Braden and Dina end up being the ones voted out this episode, but I really hope that they win the battle match because
I do too.
Because Dina is like such great,
willing to pop a tit.
She's willing to pop a tit. Like,
I'm a big fan. No, how can you not be a big fan?
Yeah,
She's
I was
willing
also
to pop
really.
A tit. I love her.
I also really, how Jordan said, Ty wasn't willing to give up the name of who he was voting for. That would immediately be a red target for me. In terms of, if you're not going to tell me, and you're not even going to make up a lie, you're just going to say, like, I'm not telling you who I'm voting for. It's just not this person or that person. That tells me that you're voting for me.
If you walk in a room and nobody's talking and nobody is looking you in the eye and telling you anything, it's you.
They all voting you.
It's always you. Period. End of it. And I was talking last night on the show that, they didn't show the final round of the battle match. So we had to wait a few minutes to find out who was coming back. And as soon as Christine went to Kristen and was just, ratting out Kevin to her, oh, yeah, he did say your name.
Yeah.
My first thought was that's who's coming back.
Yeah.
That's got to be some kind of foreshadowing because then why show it?
Right. Exactly. My headphone just popped up. Like Dina's tit in the battle match.
Yeah.
So another thing, I really liked how Jessica played tonight. We haven't seen like too much of her yet, but I think she handled being called out by Braden in that house meeting very, very well. I think she handled being tied with a bad player in Hunter. Sorry, Hunter, but I'm not impressed with what I'm seeing from you so far. But I really like how she pointed out in the confessional. She said, Ben and Erica should be the targets here. They're the 2 biggest threats. They're paired together. That should be the easy vote. And I think that, like she said, this is a great opportunity to get both of them out, and people didn't take it. So I'm worried that people are playing a little too safe, a little too like vote with the house mentality. And I hope that gets broken up soon, because I don't want to see like a steamroll from like the top players. Like I want to see Kevin kind of get his own for like all of this like shit that he's like stirring. And I'm ready to see some more people play.
I like the shit stirring though. I love it. That's why they're there.
I do too. Sorry, go ahead, Deb.
Oh no, I was going to say I really like this twist because it forced people to work together that normally wouldn't work together, because it seems like it's been so segregated with the girls and the guys with the guys.
Yes,
and it forced everybody out. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the next cycle, whether or not these people that work together in this cycle will still, be friendly, or will it just go back to being segregated?
Right. So 2 people that we saw making an alliance and making some moves and some strategy in a really smart way is Cameron and Tori. So of course we saw those 2 and Erica kind of make like a solid like threesome pact to the end. But then as soon as Erica leaves the room, Cameron's like, listen.
That was brutal.
It was brutal, but it was good. And I think that Tori is the perfect person for Cameron to align with, because Tori is like, she has this big target on her back. Like everybody, she's like the center of all this conversation, because she's just like, her star just shines so bright. She's so social. Like she seems like she could be a very physical player as well. and she has a good grasp on the game. So I think that this is a really perfect meat shield for somebody like Cameron to attach herself to. You know, when people are targeting the both of them, people are going to vote out Tori over Cameron. And because Cameron's so close to Tori, Tori's not going to pick her for a battle match, right?
Right.
Yeah, and I think that also solidifies putting a little bit more of a target on Erica's back, as if it wasn't already
Like, it's
big
not
enough.
big enough. The target's bigger than her. I don't even
Right.
see her anymore. I just see a target walking, and I just assume, okay, there goes
I don't get it with all the Erica hatred.
I don't get it either, especially when they show her like cooking breakfast for everybody and like giving it out to everybody in the kitchen. I'm like, man, they're really taking out the mom of the group here.
That's like some
God, they're
small
savages.
That's
Yeah,
small
if Erica gets
portions
voted
of
out-
eggs, though.
There
If
was only
Erica
3 eggs.
Yeah.
Jesus.
If Erica gets voted out, I'm very curious to hear her take in our interview with her, you know, why she was targeted so much. Like what was it about her that just, man, I don't know. Because I feel like during our interview, like our first impression of her was pretty good. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty honest with who I like and don't like right off the bat. Like it's pretty
Stank
hard.
face.
Yeah, I really have that stink face. I need to work on that before I play Sequester. But
You mean your resting bitch face?
yeah, that one right there. Thank you, Allison.
I can't get it off.
You know, at least I'm not like this.
Hey!
Or this.
Oh, that's just a nightmare. Can we stop it?
But yeah, and of course I love those pre-jury segments. That was some of my favorite stuff from last season too. So I'm glad that we're continuing the trend. And thank you. What was
Okay.
that? Oh yeah, and Kimberly, you know what a crazy bitch. Like what amazing casting she is for this game. Like God
Love
bless her
it.
being the first boot and just being like the center of all this chaos in the pre-jury. Yeah.
Bless her
So
heart.
good. It's,
I know.
Yeah,
Love
it's
it.
so good. It's so good because, listen, Kimberly, bless her heart, has been in there alone for God knows how long.
Yeah.
Doesn't have anyone to talk to but the wall.
Right.
And then she gets Mary Payton. That bitch ain't talking to her.
Barbie.
And then Matt comes in. Matt didn't say shit last night. He wouldn't have said shit if he had a mouth full of it last night. He was
Right.
just sitting there watching them argue when Jordan came in the house.
Right.
So it's like she literally, like Jordan coming in, J.West coming into the game, like he became her emotional tampon, just soaking it all in.
Yeah.
Just like it had nowhere else to go.
Oh,
Yeah. It's got to happen.
I love her. Is there anybody else that you guys wanted to talk about, wanted to highlight here for this episode? Like we said, like it was kind of a little bit of
just
a
Dina's
dark-
tits.
What's that?
Just Dina's tits.
Yeah.
D-
Dina's tits.
Man,
That should be
she's-
our hashtag. I think that Jayla, I think that she is really playing an out in front game, and just like Zach, I think it's going to catch up with her. Very interested to see where that goes. We didn't really hear much from Dustin again or Zach.
What do you think about Kevin referring to himself as Mayhem?
I think that it's accurate. You know, I've said on this show many times, you know, that is the type of player that I would target first, because like chaos like that just like scares the hell out of me in these type of games. Like him like making that huge speech once he came back from the battle match. I would have that stank face. I would have this face the whole time he's saying that, because like, who do you think you are? Like, you're not like God's gift to this earth. You are not God's gift to this game. Just sit down, buddy. Like, it's just really
So do you? The question is, do you wait till after the battle back to vote him out?
No, I get him out as soon as possible, because this is the type of person that doesn't listen to logic. This is the type of person that doesn't think about anybody except for themselves in this game, which in theory is good, but in actuality, it produces like craziness like this. And I personally just can't deal with crazy.
He needs to be a straight
Scares me.
elimination. Let him pick the battle match people.
Yeah.
He just needs to be a straight vote out. If they want to get rid of him, they need to get rid of him, because if you put it out there in the universe for him to do another battle match,
Mhm.
there's a good chance he's going to come back.
Yeah.
Right. Well, but then also the battle back. That's what I was asking about. Like, do you wait to vote him out until after the battle back so that way he can't come back?
See, that's why I love Sequester, because it's such an it really is like a you're damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situation,
Nobody's
right?
Yeah.
really ever really gone.
It's hard. It's really,
And
really
then the thing is, you have no idea what the battle back is going to be. I know everybody's kind of talking and thinking that it's going to be that circle thing again, but it's Audrey. No, it's not going to be.
And I still don't understand the circle thing. Maybe I'm just the blonde is seeping to the roots of the brain.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much bleach.
Thanks.
Yep.
I love the support I get.
Yep.
Yeah. Lay off the bleach. I love you.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's Allison trying to understand the
That's
circle.
Allison is currently trying to understand the circle.
Oh yeah. Oh god, this fucking cat just like triggers me.
I love that cat.
So one last thing, I want to shift to talking about Survivor just for like just a few minutes before we head out. Did you guys have anything else Sequester wise that we wanted to bring up here?
No, but I'm going to make a comment about Survivor real quick. We had some dillhole making inappropriate comments about a very serious episode of Survivor last week, saying that the Me Too movement is fake. And what really got me mad was not that comment, was that the asshole told me I needed to lay off the lip injections. I don't have lip injections, honey. You can't inject this mouth. It ain't happening. My lips are real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw my comment reply, but I said, the fuck is wrong with you? Because that's what I thought.
He didn't say anything else.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, his comments are gone now,
I told her, I said, just post your baby pic and say, yeah, this is Allison at age 3. You know,
he deleted his comments.
First collagen lip injections before.
Well, they're screenshot.
Yes.
Listen, I got butthole lips.
So I just wanted to talk real quick because, you know, we've had a few days to really think about like the situation and just like the gravity of it. And I think some other podcasts have had some really, really great coverage. Some really great conversations have been had this week. And the more I stew on it, the more I think that Dan just like flat out needs to be ejected from the game. I'm thinking from like a Survivor production standpoint, there's no benefit to keeping this guy in the game. So say he gets to the end and wins, right? What kind of title, like headline is that like the man who like touches women inappropriately gets away with it and is awarded $1 million, right?
Yeah.
Another alternative is people see him as somebody that absolutely can't win the game. And he becomes like the biggest GOAT of the season, still gets to the end and is in final 3. And we're with him all season long to the point where there's only 4 or 5 people left in the game. So we're really seeing a lot of Dan on our television screen.
And he gets the extra big paycheck that the people
right, exactly. Yeah.
not getting.
I don't know if you noticed in the comments that something was brought up, and I totally, as soon as they said it in the comments, I remembered Thailand Survivor season 5.
Yeah.
One of the guys he was married, she was married.
Yes.
And he was rubbing his private area up against her while they were sleeping.
Yeah.
Like, and saying he was doing it in his sleep and not meaning it. And he thought that he was with his wife and all this stuff. And that was 17 years ago. And they brought it up. It was discussed, but that was it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So this isn't the first time.
Yeah.
And that's a sexual assault.
It is. Yeah. And she said that like, I've been raped before. Like, this is not a new thing for me. And it was very triggering for me. And he just simply like didn't understand. And he said, the worst thing you can say is, if you feel that way, like that is totally like when you start your apology saying, if you felt that way, Yeah, it is. It's putting the blame on the victim instead of on yourself. And it's just a really insincere way to apologize. And of course, we saw Dan do the same thing at Tribal. But another alternative, like say if Dan stays in the game, say he gets voted out next week, he's in Ponderosa with Kelly, like by herself.
Oh, she's got a fortress around her of security and
but still, like you are like spending like a lot of time with this person that you've told production like you're not comfortable around.
But you know what? That could be a good learning experience for him. Maybe if he really listened to her without an audience and really took in what she was saying one-on-one, you know, obviously with people around, you know, the producers and whatnot, and really looked into her eyes and really listened and heard what she's saying, maybe it would be a turning point, and it would be good for him, because maybe no one has ever addressed it and brought it up, and it's not a lesson that he's ever been forced to learn.
I don't think that that's the case this time in this part. I agree that like that can happen, but
yeah, I'm not saying it will, but
right. I don't think that that's the particular case here, because not only did everybody get a talking to, but he got a separate warning. And then at Tribal Council, he says, oh, like I'm like grabbing like a woman during challenge like everybody else. And he literally like caresses Nora in her arm when he's like as he's saying this.
Like, what do you not get?
Right. So I think that it's just one of those instances where he just isn't getting it. And I would absolutely prioritize Kelly's comfortableness and safety over a learning lesson for a TV show.
And then he kept on saying to Jeff, are you not going to let this go? Are you not going to let this go?
Yeah.
We're not going to let this go. Yeah.
And he kept on saying it over and over again. And it's just like, no, we're addressing it.
I ultimately think like that's where we're headed next week. On Wednesday, is I think Dan is going to be ejected from the game because they said that two people are going to be eliminated. They use the word like eliminated instead of voted out. I really think that they're going to like something else is going to happen. Like we really didn't hear from Karishma or Elaine at all, like throughout that whole episode. I think that maybe they're saving one of those two people for another instance that Dan does something to them, and that's it. Like he's done.
It's not over yet, you know. We still have. We're only halfway
because he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it.
And he's the only one that has not gone on social media to apologize or acknowledge at all that this has happened. And that is so like I know that a lot of people have been focusing on the behaviors of Missy and Elizabeth and their actions in Aaron and their post-game apologies on Twitter and stuff. But I think more attention needs to be brought ultimately to Dan and what he has done, because he's the one that has really, really crossed the line. Like, yes, Elizabeth and Missy's actions are questionable in terms of prioritizing the game over something personal, but Dan is the offender here. So, like production needs to take action on that.
Yeah, I just think that people that continuously offend and assault women like that just feel entitled, and they don't even see it. It doesn't even occur to them that they're doing anything wrong because they're so entitled.
Yep. Yes. But so that's my my thought as I've been getting to chew on it a little bit more.
Yeah, I would find that interesting if that does happen, and that would be nice.
I think that's the only way for Survivor as a TV show to not. I just think that God, that would just be such a terrible story of the season. Like Dan gets to
horrible look,
or Dan is in Ponderosa with Kelly. Like there's no winning here.
He's not gonna. If he doesn't get ejected, he's not gonna make it to the end. I don't even think they will drag him as a goat. I just think that his time's limited, and he'll be. I mean, because it's Kelly and Jack right now in Ponderosa,
and Jamal.
And Jamal.
And Jamal ain't gonna let nothing happen to that girl.
Yeah.
Jamal is just an amazing human being.
Love him.
He's what every man should be.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, have you watched the Ponderosa videos?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He is just like this little ball of sunshine.
Yes.
He's
good.
I adore him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good casting.
Did you get that? Just Jack.
Yes. Just
Really good.
there's like
I
no
love him.
anger, no resentment. He's just full
Chilling.
of love and
Do
Yep.
your thing.
just amazing.
Well, I think that about wraps it up. Any other, who you want to take a guess who's going to win the battle match?
I think it is going to be Ty and Christine. I think Christine's edit has been too good, like too strategy heavy and being shown in a positive light for us to get her taken away from us yet. I think that Gina's story is pretty complete in terms of like who she is on the show. And I think Brayden is ultimately just going to be seen as a fool who played too hard. But I want Brayden and Dina to win. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Absolutely.
I'm going
I was
to go
willing
against
to
the
pop a tit.
grain, and I'm going to say Dina and Brayden are coming back.
Yeah, that's
tit
I'm
will
going to
be
go with
popped.
that.
And
I'm
Tit
going
will
with
be
that.
the beauty of Sequester and how great of a production value it is that these games are always built to be so fair for everybody.
We
Yes.
will all have to wear black next week if Dina is eliminated and on the
Yeah.
show.
Yes. And
All
get
right.
some balloons and so we can have nice big boobs just like her.
I'm going to
and we can pop our tits.
We're going
we
to
can
pop
just,
our
like-
tits, Dina.
We're gonna pop
You
our
hear
tits.
us?
We'll get some pins and we'll just pop our
Pop
tits.
our tits.
All right, everybody get balloons, okay?
All right,
Yeah.
guys. Thank you so much for watching. I think that about wraps it up for Sequester Season 3, Episode 3, our elimination interview with Jordan J.West. We will be back next Sunday evening at 9/8 Central for our quick rapid reaction for Sequester Season 3, Episode 4. It's going to be me and Deb, and I don't know who will be with us yet. That's still up in the air. Does she know Tyler can't be with us? I wish he would, but
Sorry,
Mhm.
that's okay. I mean, he has a life. What are we going to do?
I'm a busy
Anyway.
boy.
He's a busy boy. And then we'll be back hopefully that following Monday with the Eliminate. We'll be interviewing the next round 2 eliminated house guests. Hopefully just 2 and not 3. And then we'll be back this week after Survivor at 9/8 Central this Wednesday to see what is going on with Dan Epstein. Anyway, with that being said, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the week. You can get Tyler on Twitter at TLions. You can see it in his little box. And you can go to scratchstudios.co if you're up north somewhere and you need to get married and you need a wedding photographer. You know, he's like, okay. And then go down. You can see My Next Life, Debbie, on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Summers1977, and that's at Summers, SOMMERS 1977. You can follow us on Instagram at My Weekly Meltdown. Please subscribe to this channel. You will get notifications when we go live, but you got to click the little bell so it'll pop up and say, hey,
Yes.
My Weekly Meltdown's live. I got to stop everything.
Can we change the bell to a little fly swatter? Is that
I
possible?
wish we could, but we
That
can't.
would be nice.
Unfortunately. All right, guys, have a wonderful rest of your evening.
All right, guys, take care. Bye.
Bye.